District Attorney Anita R. Howard was reelected for a second term 1 year ago. Now, WGXA is examining the wheels of justice in the Macon Judicial Circuit. What we found: a problem with staffing.
Retention is a challenge for every office I work with. I work with dozens of offices across the country.
Susan Ryan is the spokesperson for the DA's office. She says the current state of finding and keeping assistant district attorneys is unlike anything she's seen in her 2 decades of working with prosecutors.
There was always people waiting in line to get on there. That's just not the case so much anymore.
Not across the country, and not in Macon Bibb. On July 25th, WGXA reported that the district attorney's office only had 8 assistant district attorneys on staff, numbers she disputed. Susan Ryan told WGXA there were 12 prosecutors. Then, 2 weeks later, the DA shared this photo online, announcing 6 new hires. And in an email, Ryan wrote that those new hires brought the number of ADAs up to 18 or 19. But according to an October records request, there are actually 14 ADAs. Those 6 new hires, 6 people who were working for the DA when we first reported on the low staffing, plus 2 hires made after 2 ADAs left in the months between our news reports.
Are you able to share with me the current staffing of the DA's office?
I don't have that number in front of me, the actual number of ADAs that she has on staff right now.
Other open records we requested were for the resignation letters submitted to the DA. They revealed that in 2024, out of about 60 employees, 12 people resigned from roles including victim advocates, investigators, and assistant district attorneys. By August of this year, 13 people put in their resignation.
The criminal justice system only works if we have all the practitioners in place and they're able to function. Judges, prosecutors, public defenders, they all need to be robustly staffed, ready, willing, and able to get the job done.
Joe Dallaire is a prosecutor in Alaska and the chair of recruitment and retention for the National District Attorney Association. In September, that association hosted a national recruitment and retention symposium in Chicago that DA Anita Howard went to. The first session of the symposium, the prosecutor vacancy crisis.
We were hoping that folks would walk away with perhaps some tools and some resources and really be energized to tackle the problem head on.
I presented Dallaire with the staffing losses the Macon Judicial Circuit has had this year.
If you are indicating from your research, Brittany, that you're looking at about in 1 year, roughly a third of the prosecutors have turned over, am I surprised necessarily by that? Not really. I don't know that I'm necessarily surprised. The recruitment and retention issue for prosecutors is a very significant one.
He says a lack of prosecutors can negatively impact justice in a number of ways.
You could potentially end up with case backlogs within offices. You could have plea bargains that are potentially getting more mitigated outcomes than folks would like. You can have delays in reaching out to victims. You could have delays in getting charges filed.
But according to Susan Ryan, the only problem staffing challenges have created in Middle Georgia is a case backlog.
It's already heavy. And so she's put together processes to ensure that people have the support they need to be able to handle these heavy caseloads.
A prosecutor retention survey by the NDAA says heavy caseloads are one of the top 3 reasons prosecutors in Georgia consider quitting, along with better pay and their well-being. On average, current Macon Judicial Circuit ADAs make $72,000 a year, and Ryan says caseloads can be as high as 200 cases per felony attorney. As for other reasons why ADAs might leave the circuit, Ryan had this to say.
The DA has high expectations for the people who work for her. And so some people are going to meet those expectations. Some people are not. And that is just a nature of the business.
Reporting in Macon, Brittany Miller, WGXA News.